Hello and welcome to the Sirrano Show. Today I'd like to talk about Woodland Park, and I went to Woodland Park to confront the mayor and the city council, and I just wanted to show you that video, but I wanted to set up first. This is a video of me speaking to the city council in Woodland Park. How did I get there? I got there because Woodland Park, the Woodland Park mayor, Keith Kazmark, is mayor there, and he's the BA, business administrator for Elmwood Park. The Democratic Party sets that up where he watches both cities. So I kind of figured out who was watching him. And what really happened in this video is one of his friends, a business friend of that city, who donates $5,000 every year to the Christmas things for kids. None of the other businesses does it. Had a problem with one of his vendors. The vendor gave some product, it was bad, the guy took it back and then came back and stole some items from his store. Criminal charges was filed against that guy. And the guy, a year ago, there was an incident where he felt he wasn't paid. So he used that to file a counter complaint and said that there was theft of time. Now he went to the city of Woodland Park, and the Woodland Park clerk took the complaint as a theft of time. Now, we all have businesses, we all buy stuff. If you buy something from somebody and they don't pay you, or you made a deal, you take them to civil court. This guy used that to go to Woodland Park, and they took it as a criminal complaint, theft of time. And the clerk took it, not a judge. Most cities now, judges make decisions on probable cause. Is there probable cause? You take this to trial. And I went to Keith Kazmark and I asked him publicly, why is the clerk taking these charges? She doesn't understand the law. She's been in the system, but clearly she doesn't understand the law. And after I'm done speaking, I was just hoping that he would say, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Now I'm going to look into it, and telling me that can't interfere with the judge's decision. I already know that, and I think I addressed that issue. No one is asking you to interfere with the judge's decision. No one is asking you to interfere with the cops' arrest. No one is asking you to do anything. What they did was, when the guy went for his case against the other guy, the clerk knew that he was going to be in court. And the clerk wrote the criminal complaint and hijacked him in court the next day without a lawyer and served him there. Now, theft of time again, a wrong criminal charge for business transaction. This is what Woodland Park does. And I'm kind of confused. Why would this clerk do this? Why is she not smart enough to figure what was going on here? So he continued to justify. I ripped into him because I felt he needed to. The way that he was treating people, I just wanted him to say, well, look into it. And he didn't want to do that. He kept on justifying himself. He kept getting angry. You can't see it on the video, but he was smirking when I was talking to him. And it just agitated me a little more. So if he's running two cities, if he's doing this to one of his own friends, what is he going to do to people that he doesn't know in the community? So, his father was jailed for his own crimes, and recently he was caught in Patterson parking next to a stop sign because he's the mayor of another city and can get away with it because his license plate says mayor on it. And you and I would have been ticketed, towed, and dumped, got to pay $250, but he gets away with stuff. Yet, when you simply ask him to look into the matters of his city, no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. Then why are you mayor? Why are you the mayor of this city if you can't manage the city and find out if something went wrong? Why are you the mayor? So anyway, I decided to go down there and confront him, and this is what I did. My name is Sirrano Keith Baldeo. My mailing address is P.O. Box 695, Patterson, New Jersey. I am the president of the New Jersey Pulse newspaper. That's newjerseypulse.com. First, I want to congratulate Kristen for the calendar. Good job. Counselor, it's good to see you. I was trying to figure out where you went. Now I know where you are. I came here tonight. One of the reasons that I created the New Jersey Pulse newspaper is to try to find injustice and corruption in government and all the things that's going on bad and reveal it to the people. Incompetence, not just from the government, but from people too. I came here to talk about Rick Turkish, I think, Mohammed, who owns Perfect Shine Car Wash. He was arrested in your city a few weeks ago. Some people say he wasn't arrested, he was fingerprinted, he was photographed. He was treated like a criminal. And although he's not a friend to me, he's an acquaintance of mine. And I meet a lot of good people in my life, and he's one of the good people from here to California and back. And for your town to arrest this man falsely, and I'll say that and I'll tell you why. There was a guy harassing him at his business. In July of last year, they have a business agreement. The guy delivered products to his business at Perfect Shine Car Wash, where he would use this for his tires. And in that business transaction, he delivered a bad batch to Rick. And Rick told him, take it back. You know, it's too much. We can't use it. It's damaging people's cars. It's a business transaction. So you figure if I don't pay you, I go to civil court because you didn't pay me for my merchandise. So he was caught stealing from Perfect Shine on camera. The cops know it. Your cops know it. They saw it. They arrested him. So in retaliation to that, he goes back to Rick not paying him in July and disguise a civil complaint for money for product as a criminal complaint in your city. That's what he did. And the clerk, I think it's Miss Swanson, Beth Swanson, she's not looking and seeing and asking him the questions. Is this, sir, if this is an agreement between two businessmen, this is a civil matter. Go to civil court. So he went to the cops and they told him, we're not going to take your complaint. It's a civil matter. So he come over here with this clerk and disguise it as a criminal matter, theft of service. There wasn't even any service. It's a product that Rick was paying him for and didn't want this. He came, he took it back because it's not in the business anymore. So after he was arrested, he comes with this July thing of 2014 and filed a criminal complaint that this clerk took. See, this used to happen in Patterson, and they ended it. No more clerks are allowed to take any complaints. It has to go to the judge for probable cause. It didn't happen here. So there's a problem here with this clerk not knowing the difference between a civil complaint and a criminal complaint. I came here with a letter from the chief judge in Superior Court, Judge Caposello, to cover this case. The letter went to the judge, I think Tony, I can't remember her last name. She sent the word back. The case is postponed because the guy didn't show up. If he doesn't show up, it's a bench warrant. There was no bench warrant. They told Rick to leave. When he was leaving, the cops grabbed him, arrested him, fingerprinted him. Now the case is not going to go anywhere. But if this guy is donating $5,000 a year for your Christmas parade, it cost him nothing to give a few $100 to this guy for his wasted barrel of liquid. But you arrested him for a business transaction. I have a business myself. I have 5 judgments against people, but I cannot disguise it as a criminal complaint and have them arrested. When I called you through the chair to the mayor, when I called you, you said, I'm not responsible. Well, you know what, man? You are responsible. You hired the judge. Before she was a judge, she was a lawyer. And I don't care what you said. You were the business manager of this city. When she was a lawyer, you have to ask her the question. This is why I get mad at when they voted for the wrong people in Patterson. Do they know civil law? Do they know criminal law? Can they differentiate between state and federal law? They can't, but they get elected. You have to ask the judge the right question. Do you know the difference? Can you control the court? Is the wrong people getting arrested? And you said, I'm not responsible for that separation of powers, but it wasn't separation when you screened her. When I ask you about the police department, I'm not responsible for that. That's their job. When I ask you about Beth, how she's taking these complaints, and it's wrong, it's a civil complaint, I'm not responsible. But Mr. Mayor, even Obama on the Benghazi thing says, I take full responsibility for what happens in this country. You have to take responsibility. When your friend, your best friend, get arrested, and I understand the separation, but before there was separation, there was you who hired these people and the city council who voted for them. And if he's giving you $5,000, he has money. This is the money situation. It's a few $100. If you go to Perfect Shine, it's all officers and state troopers and cops and everybody. He loves law enforcement. Why would he cheat a man or rob him for a few $100? Why? He didn't. But you have a clerk who are not experienced in the law, taking intake to a 3rd degree. And now I found out, and what the hardest part is to understand, she took the complaint the evening before, knew he was going to be here on the criminal complaint for the other guy, cornered him here, served him here in less than 48 hours without an attorney, and then have him fingerprinted like a criminal. When some Caslan gal, former councilman, tried that with me, and we waited for him right here in front of this judge, who I think is fair. But I don't know if she knows what's going on.
Now she's fair, okay.
Okay, I never said the judge wasn't fair. I said you didn't screen what happened here. Because as far as you're concerned, you probably didn't investigate. You probably looked to see what wrong. You didn't do that. This guy is supposed to be your friend. Is this how you treat your friends, but not even asking questions? If there is a problem that Mary is taking complaints that she's not qualified, the first thing you have to do is to step in. Okay, you know what? I looked at this. I'm not going to interfere with the judge. I'm going to look at this. If in Patterson they changed the laws because this is happening, people just walking in and trying to get people in trouble and file the complaints, getting arrested, only to have it thrown out, there's a problem with your town. I'm not here to hate you again in your case. I'm here to bring this to the city council. They pay for Mary Beth. They pay for the rest of the people, so it's not just you. So I stood before this judge and we waited. I wasn't fingerprinted because I went before her. So I'm asking you to change the process of what happened to Rick. It's not fair. And besides cornering him the next day, when you serve a complaint, it says come to court and answer the complaint with an attorney. He never got an attorney. You cornered him here, not you. The clerk cornered him here the next day, like a criminal. Give him 2 weeks to come back with an attorney. His attorney now is the former prosecutor, Vigliano, because a lot of people love this guy. A lot of people know the passion he has for kids and the city. So why would you treat him like that? And this is, and I know him. I know his love for law enforcement. I know the love he has for this city. But for this city to turn around and for you to say to me, I'm not responsible in any avenue, it doesn't make sense to me. I understand after the fact when you hired the judge, you know, you can't interfere. I understand that. But you're the city manager. Look at the case. Did she make a mistake? So sign it today and catch him tomorrow. Give anybody 2 weeks to answer. He never had a chance. And when he was served that day, he looked at it, and he didn't know. He opened it in front of me. And he said, I don't know what this is. Not a lawyer, nothing to answer. You cannot treat people like that. Even if it wasn't Rick, you can't treat people like that. Because like I said, when Aslan Gao, councilman, tried this with me, I went before Judge Tony. Once I was before her, it was fine. But he never showed Judge Tony. Everything else went wrong. So all I'm asking you to do is to investigate what you could investigate. I am personally going to make a complaint to Judge Capicella to change a policy that only the judge, just like they do in Patterson, can make the determination on a probable cause that now he's going to the PIC unit. Your friend is going to the PIC unit to go to the grand jury. And I asked him, did Judge Tony order you to go to the PIC unit? I don't know. So if he never even stood before her, because in Patterson, I watched the cases. They stand before the judge. Well, you got to go up to Superior Court. You got to go to Superior Court. The judge does that. He never even saw her. So that's why I'm excusing her, because I don't think she knows what happened under her watch. So, and I can't talk to her because she's a judge. But I'm hoping that somewhere in all of this, you step up for your friend. You all, the city council, you can't, this man gives you $5,000 a year for the kids for Christmas. Why would he cheat a man for $200? So I'm asking you to look at that and look at your clerk. Why would she not understand? A civil complaint and a criminal complaint is different, because if it was, I have 5 complaints I like to drag people in here for and get them to go before a judge and have them arrested, and I guarantee you they pay me. It's a civil complaint. If somebody doesn't pay you for something and they owe you, and it's theft of service. What service? He didn't service this guy, he took a product. So you see what's wrong here? I'm not here to get mad at you. I'm here because I am mad. What happened to the process with him? What I'm mad about you personally is when you said, I am not responsible. Because like I said, you're the city manager. You're responsible for hiring the judge. You're responsible for the clerk. You're responsible for everybody in your city. So you to just say to me, I am not responsible for what's going on in this city, is something to be questioned. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard? Seeing no one, I'll close the public portion. Mr. Sirrano, with all due respect, I do this for a living. I have a state certification, and I will tell you right now that there are Attorney General guidelines that prohibit any elected official in the state of New Jersey from interfering with the day-to-day operations of the municipal police department. When you called me to inquire about this particular case, I advised you of that. There is also an office called the Administrative Office of the Courts, which governs municipal courts throughout Passaic County and every municipal court throughout the state of New Jersey. That is another jurisdiction where elected officials cannot get involved. It would be unethical, it would be inappropriate, and quite frankly, I'm sure you as a member of the journalistic community here in the state of New Jersey could easily Google elected officials that got involved with those things and got themselves into trouble. Now, if it was another department, I would be all over investigating it. I do not have jurisdiction to tell the police department or the police chief what to do when it comes to a signed complaint. I do not have the ability to talk to the judge or the court administrator about specific court cases, nor will I. And you may disagree with that. You may have a different interpretation of what my responsibilities are as mayor, but I'm here to tell you that I will not get involved. And I'm certainly not going to give any preferential treatment to anyone, whether they're my friend, whether they're my enemy, or whether I wouldn't know them from Adam. I don't know if Mr. Buglione has anything else he wants to add with regard to this, but I will end with saying this. If you have a concern about the operations or the actions of the police department or an individual police officer, I would suggest that you contact Chief Gallietti, who will put you in touch with Lieutenant Uzzolino, who is in charge of our Internal Affairs Division. Many residents have come to me with concerns about police departments, with concerns about the police department over the years I've served as an elected official. I refer them to the chief, he refers them to Lieutenant Uzzolino, and those investigations are conducted. With regard to the court, if you have a concern, I would strongly recommend that you get in touch with Judge Dolph Corradino, who is the presiding municipal judge for Passaic County. He is also the judge in the township of Little Falls, and take your concerns about any court-related matters to him so that he, as a member of the judiciary, can conduct those investigations. Mr. Buglione?
Good evening. I echo the concerns that have been brought up by the mayor. Sir, what I will do and what I can do, now that you've made a formal complaint on the record, I will be able to access the meeting notes from this evening and send them to our municipal judge to ask her to review them. I cannot provide any comment. I cannot influence her in any way. All I can state is that on this evening you made a complaint. The complaint is contained in the record. Please kindly review the record. I will do that. In kind, what the mayor said is accurate and correct. Judge Corradino is the presiding municipal court judge. He supervises all of the municipal court judges in Passaic County. You may contact him. You had stated you were going to be contacting Judge Capicella. That's perfectly appropriate and proper. I may carbon copy Judge Capicella on the letter so that it's received by his honor. And Judge Marilyn Clark, her honor, is the presiding judge for the criminal judges in Passaic County, and some of these matters do go to her honor. So that's another person that you may wish to contact. And there is also the municipal court division manager who supervises municipal courts in New Jersey, the complaints and the processes. There's one in Passaic County, as there is in every county, and with regard to the administrative office of the courts, they're located in Trenton, and Judge Grant is in charge of the administrative office of the courts. His honor makes sure that all the policies and procedures are followed. But I can assure you that your complaint will be advanced. Once I receive the meeting notes, I will send the notes as well as a copy of the tape to the judge so that her honor has your complaint and she can take whatever action she sees to be fit or appropriate.
So as you can see in the end there, he's justified everything. He never once said to me, well, you know what, thank you for bringing this to my attention, I'm going to look into it. That's all he had to say. A good politician says that. The other kind of politicians says what he said. And that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.